Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our only WePlay Dota 2 match of the evening or the afternoon, wherever you are. It's going to be Navi versus ScaryFaces, and, well, this looks, at least based on the standings and the team's names, Lumi, like a one-sided matchup.
500 GGs? Let's set some of your
Are we gonna, like, let's go next level with you.
Yeah.
So normally you wait, 3, 5, 10 minutes.
I call the draft. I've called the game based on draft alone, so that's already at 0.
Normally you'll wait until at least, like, the draft starts, but...
Right.
Lumi's next level is just calling GG before the game even begins. So we in Lumi's world, we don't even need to play the game.
That's why people bet rares or uncommons. You see ScaryFace versus Navi, 4 rares.
Easy rares.
4 rares.
The bets are now closed, I believe, as the match is starting a bit late.
Damn.
So waiting for Puppy. What can you do? But he is here now, and we're going to hop inside the game. So I guess before we do that, we could look at the standings real quickly. The draft only just getting started. So... these should be right. Yeah, those look right, Kawa. So, Navi 4-0, ScaryFaces 0-4. On paper, it should be a 1-minute GG.
Yes.
You can't argue with me.
Yeah.
Because you have a reputation to uphold. Okay, guys, let's hop inside the draft. Navi versus ScaryFaces. 2-game set. It's not a best of 3, so if you want your rares, Navi's got to win 2-0. Or for the few of you who go against the grain, ScaryFaces has to win 2-0. Also get a refund. But... draft is underway. Navi went for a first pick. Darkseer. They banned out OD and Naga. The reply from ScaryFace is ban Wisp, ban Batrider with the second pick, go for Chen, remaining. Clockwork. Navi responds with a Nyx Assassin. Lots of teamfight, lots of lockdown. Remaining. And now the second stage of bans underway. ScaryFace is banning the Lifestealer and Navi, the Weeper.
Yeah, nothing too out of ordinary just yet. I do want to actually talk about Nyx Assassin for Navi. Kuroki most likely playing it. And when we say Kuroki, the hero that we most likely think to is Rubik. We've seen him play still big spells, drop reverse RPs and Ravages and things like that. I feel like Nyx Assassin is one of his most underrated support, and to me, I think probably one of his best supports. He's so good at playing a very tanky Nyx Assassin. I don't even know how it's possible to play a tanky Nyx Assassin, but he just runs in, do his stuff, never dies, right-clicking in the middle of a team fight with Nyx Assassin. And it's good stuff. So hopefully he's going to have a good showing here today.
And it's the 2-3 hero impales, the good timing on the gank. So, and the big thing with Navi is always that they really prioritize getting Kuroki a lot of levels. Sort of like when Ike's Mike was in Liquid. Fluff would get more. He was almost like a 3.5 instead of a 4-position player. Yeah. It's similar for Kuroki. So let's see how it works out. Now the 2 more bans. Alk removed by ScaryFaces, and Rubik was just removed by Navi. So ScaryFaces don't have a bad draft by any means. Good initiation, decent ability to set up kills, but whenever you pick a Clockwork this early in the draft, if he's going off lane, you got to wonder what he's going to get out of that off lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think picking Clockwork early either shows that you have crazier heroes that you want to draft, or you have a Clockwork combo in mind. So Clockwork obviously is a great initiator for AoE supports, so Jakiro might be a secondary pickup here. Also, Clockwork obviously could go on the solo mid as well. We could even see support Clockwork, although I don't think Puppy expect that, as he does ban out Rubik as another support hero that he is expecting to come from ScaryFace.
ScaryFaces. Are they putting you to sleep already?
Yes. Not yet, I just woke up. Feel quite refreshed.
Yeah, so me as well. Yeah. I took a little nap. Also, I was getting the glass of my car window replaced because some hooligan smashed it while I was gone. Some hooligan
keyed my car.
Yeah, I'll take the keyed car over the smashed window.
That's true. How much did it cost you
in
to
a
fix?
suffering contest, anyway.
How much did it cost you to fix?
That's not public information. It's very expensive, though.
Okay.
Crystal Maiden.
Very expensive.
All right.
Crystal Maiden now the pick by ScaryFaces. So let me tell me about ScaryFaces. I believe you've cast.
I have not cast ScaryFaces.
Oh, you dodged those games?
Yeah, the day I was not here, the 2 ScaryFace games were cast.
Okay, convenient.
Yeah.
Navi.
I can tell you about Navi. I heard they're pretty good.
Are they still doing the Funnic ancient jungling shenanigans?
I have not seen that for quite a bit.
Because it worked for them like every game, it seemed.
Yeah.
But then they just randomly stopped doing it. So
I don't know why they're drafting Darkseer first. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you see the Darkseer, you expect Funnic, but what can you do?
Darkseer's
any chance of a Dendy Pudge? I mean, let's just get that out of the way now.
Pudge is actually fairly bad against Clockwork. So
yeah,
I agree.
So. I agree.
Either you hook the Clockwork and then you get, cogged in battery yourself, or if you hook anybody else, Clockwork says, "Thank you for your own free setup. I'll hook towards you."
I mean, then again, Pudge is actually quite bad against. Well, it's not going to be a Pudge, but Pudge is bad against most heroes. Actually, and Navi. That doesn't stop Navi from picking him.
That's true. All right, Stormstrip gets picked out of nowhere. Out of nowhere in the sense that there is a possibility of a Lifestealer, for example, and then the Storm as a backup, generally you don't pick Storm by himself. You generally pick Storm with the Lifestealer. So I'm not really sure what this is about.
No Havost Weaver, because Navi actually banned it. So, and no Havost Alchemist. What else does he... I mean, he can play everything, but what else has he been playing? Gyro?
Gyrocopter is a big one. Generally when Navi picks a Storm, they actually put Havost mid and give Dendi the safe lane. Storm is one of those heroes that you can fairly easily shut down with a couple ganks, especially before level 6. And Navi generally is used to Dendi having ganked all day long. So they generally put Storm on safe lane. We'll see if that's going to be the case here today.
So they do go for the puck, and this gives them great initiation range, as well as much-needed instant lockdown for Storm, which they did not have before. So in order to kill Storm, they need a puck that has good farm and probably a Blink Dagger. Without it, the Storm's going to have an easy time.
Yep. Also, I think Havost also plays a Storm. So it's not even Dendi's hero, per se.
Yeah, Storm is kind of a Russian hero, isn't it? You know, you look at God Kill Them All, his legacy.
Okay.
He invented Storm last year. Blitz would probably
I would say a different ethnicity if I look at Storm. Not Russian.
Not Russian.
Not Russian.
And now Slark from Navi.
Okay.
So is this a... It looks like maybe it's either Dendi taking Storm safe lane or it's a Havost Storm and a Slark mid.
Slark's such a good diver, though. Is this going to be Havost? Diving past 3 towers?
It could be. I do feel Slark's a bit underwhelming as just a safe lane farmer.
Yeah.
He's got very good rune control and he's very hard to gank, whereas the Storm is not. So before he hits 6.
Yeah, Slark just makes Crystal Maiden looks ridiculous. You know, she has 2 disables, but against the Slark she has 0 disables.
And against the puck silence as well.
Yeah. Well, you gotta time it well.
You gotta use it before he jumps.
Now the one thing that he does have to be careful about is when Clockwork cogs you and you try to leap out of there. The AoE of that pounce works against you there. If you try to leap and you're not facing the correct direction, you just leap half a centimeter, you go into Clockwork, and then you just stay in the cog. So
and then you cry.
Yeah, and you die.
And now ScaryFaceZZZ go for a Shadow Fiend, and I like this pick in terms of the lanes because Shadow Fiend can deal with Darkseer 1v1. It does free up the Crystal Maiden and Chen to roam fairly early. Maybe not on the first few levels if they really want to secure the Shadow Fiend's farm, which they should since he's going to be all their damage later on. But you know, around like 3 to 5, once he's got some souls, got his boots, it's actually very hard for the Darkseer to lane against Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, because Shadow Fiend has so much plus damage, you can't really even rely on the Iron Shell to farm. So you look to Havost, maybe stand in lane for 1 or 2 minutes, distract the support just a bit, and then go back to his jungle.
I love seeing Shadow Fiend, so I'm hoping for big things from ScaryFaceZZZ. And Navi go greedy. They go Doom, and it's a Kuroki Doom, instantly snapped up. Dendi Slark and Havost Storm. And this is just a gank mode lineup. Tons of like just hero killers basically.
Yeah, unfortunately,
no real push. It's a lineup that does one thing, and that's kill. And
unfortunately,
well.
this lineup doesn't start killing till much later, so we're not gonna see tower dives 1 minute in with Wisp Ricky, things of that nature. So
don't be so sure about that.
Well,
probably not, since they're not even leaving the fountain yet. We'll introduce the teams. On the Dire side, ScaryFaceZZZ 0-4 in Group D, looking to start putting some wins on the board. I think they're pretty much eliminated from advancing, even if they win out.
They're done, yeah.
Regardless, pride's at stake, and hey, maybe you can attract Dendi's attention and be a stand-in for Navi down the road like Admiral Bulldog. ScaryFaceZZZ. Yamaha going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. Android P on the Chen. State playing the Puck. Cherry on the Clockwork heading to the offlane. And Blackbeard, not to be confused with Whitebeard, on the Crystal Maiden. On the side of Navi, we have Funnick handling the Darkseer. Heading to the offlane. Puppy, the Nyx Assassin, and the solo mid-roll will be Dendi on the Slark. Not rushing the bottle, has been pulled tangos, but did stop off for a stout shield. Kuroki, Jungle Doom, and then left to his own devices is going to be Havost on the safe lane Storm.
Okay, so Puppy playing a Nyx Assassin. Now the big difference between Puppy and Kuroki supports that Puppy is extremely sacrificial. He just roams around, makes sure he ganks every lane, or at least tries to gank every lane, and as a result, his levels on support is generally very low. And that's a problem for Nyx Assassin. Without Vendetta, he is not going to be the lead ganker, but I guess he doesn't have to be this game. You have Storm, you have Slark, so those are the heroes that you look towards to initiate the fights.
Yeah, we cast a game earlier for Ace where Nyx had to be the initiator, but this is a game where multiple other heroes can, so still you do want the levels. We'll see how it works out, and for the time being the rune spawns bottom, they've actually dropped a Hill Ward already for the Shadow Fiend mid, for the Puck mid, just wanting to make sure that he sees any sort of rotations coming, and will just generally have better lane control.
Yeah, also looks like we have a Centaur being dropped by Puppy on the top here. making sure that there is no kind of smoke-in shenanigan. He's going to come here and just monoburn Puck twice.
Well, lane's over. I'm kidding, but this is very annoying to lane against.
Well, he is doing a good job with that no talisman harassing and denying against Dendy. Slark's one of those, I mean, he does have okay stats in the mid lane, but he is working with 2 base armor, and Slark will be harassing him quite a bit.
One hero that won't be harassed quite a bit is Funnick. Blackbeard throws one measly auto attack off, and then Funnick just starts karate chopping him. However, there is a smoked up Chen. Level 1 smoke. Just has the perfect creep though, a Centaur, and there's no Ion Shell yet. Funnick's gonna need one more creep to get level 2. Even with the surge, he might be in trouble anyway. Yamaha blocking him in. Funnick caught out, stomped as well. No surge, no way out. First blood will go. Scary faces.
Oh, nicely done.
Very well done.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a correct play for Funnick to go harass a Crystal Maiden, because she really can't do too much to you when you have Stout Shield and she has, you know, a Pea Shooter. But the one thing that you have to worry about is that Centaur gank, and, well, it came that way.
And now they've secured Shadow Fiend's farm. I mean, he's going to have a very easy time winning this lane. 1,300 gold. I mean, if he wanted to get greedy, I guess he could even, you know, rush a Midas or something. But I imagine we're just going to see him pick up his boots, maybe even work towards the treads, and with the boots advantage, you can completely crush the Darkseer 1v1.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Funnick is going back to the top lane, but looks like he's confident that he could get at least something out of this lane. Also, at the same time, someone's surprised about Dendy's skill build on the mid lane. Generally, as a Slark solo mid, you skip your Essence Shift if you're up against a ranged hero, because you're not going to get too much harass off, and you're not really going to take advantage of that Essence Shift proc. So, we'll see whether that's correct as skill build. Generally, you want to get Dark Pack as your secondary spell after Pounce.
Yeah, especially against the Puck, you want at least 1 point in it. I'm sure he'll take it at level 4, but you definitely want to be able to debuff the silence if they jump at you and run away. So, overall, in terms of CS, it's looking pretty good for Na'Vi, honestly. Everybody's getting decent farm, and remember, they're running four farmers, and even a Nyx who's, for Puppey, who's getting a lot of experience off the pole. So, despite the first blood for Funnick, I'd say, I guess that's the other consideration, is frankly the jungle's occupied, Lumi. Kuroki's farming the jungle, the poles are being farmed by Puppey, so even if Funnick wanted to come jungle, he's taking away from Kuroki to do so.
Yeah. Normally, you know, if there's another team drafting this particular lineup, I would say you gotta worry about your mid game, because if you don't win your mid game hard, then you have no late game all. Because Slark, Storm, these are not exactly late game powerhouses, but this is Na'Vi. They know exactly the weaknesses and strength of their lineup, so and look towards them play aggressive mid.
And it's also a one-core lineup in the Shadow Fiend as the only real damage dealer late game against a lot of single-target powerhouses. Storm, great for locking out one hero. Same for the Doom, especially. And even Nyx, you can just gun for one hero in fights. So, unless there's a BKB being used. But, yeah, I feel like no matter what, they always have Doom, no matter how fat the Shadow Fiend gets. So, even if Na'Vi falls behind, because of their lineup and because of ScaryFaceZZZ not having 2 carries, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Well, it is 1 carry, but if you look at the Shadow Fiend, it is a 3-minute and 12-second Hannah Midas.
So he did go Midas.
Yeah.
I like that.
This is one of the quickest Midas we've seen in any pro game, and because of that first blood, he got it fairly quickly.
It's like you said, Na'Vi just can't be aggressive this early. I mean, they can be aggressive 1v1 in the lanes. Maybe Dendy can jump on state if he misuses his orb, but as far as ganking goes, you're going to need to get level 6 on Kuroki. That won't be until probably 8 minutes or so, unless he gets really lucky with a Wildkin. But so far, not farming particularly fast. I mean, it's pretty good, but if Doom gets the right creeps, he can get level 6 at like 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think the first kind of signs of aggression is going to come from Dendy once he hits level 6. That's when you can kind of go into the jungle and start, you know, say, hey, Crystal Maiden, I'm going to just pounce on you and just start killing you.
Another smoke, top lane. They're going in on Funnick. They just need a Frostbite here. Raises Fly Force and a Test of Faith. Easy kill.
Yep.
Again, I don't know that Funnick can go anywhere else, because Kuroki really needs the jungle, and Puppey does too. And I think this is this comes with the territory. Crystal Maiden and Chen, when you're getting a Centaur and you have Frostbite, it's a great combo to just kill him.
Yeah.
And they have the burst damage from a Shadow Fiend.
I mean, at least he's level 4, so he could kind of start doing better jungling once Doom is out of it, but he's kind of somewhat stuck to the top lane. One thing he can do is start stacking Ancients and things like that, but
they're looking to make it go, though. Cherry, bottom lane, gets pulled back in. Puppey with the Impale. Stacking the stuns a tiny bit will not matter. And Na'Vi answers back.
Yeah. Storm getting fat early is perhaps somewhat scarier than a Shadow Fiend getting fat, because Shadow Fiend getting creeps is, you know, fairly easy. Where Storm getting levels, he's already level 6. He could just get a teleport scroll and maybe force to kill mid.
Yeah, and Darkseer as well as Storm, that's a lot of burst damage, and Chen, because he's smoke ganked that top lane twice, only level 3. I also think he hasn't had much time to stack the jungle either, it looks like. But he does have a wild kit now, so we may see him just back off, catch up. But if you don't have a level 6 Chen, and they look to go top, Yamaha's still very, very squishy.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does Slark Pounce not affect centaurs and big creeps? It's only heroes, correct?
It's heroes.
Okay.
I'm hovering over it now, but
so I imagine that Pounce is fairly effective against Chen, because usually as a Chen, you think you're safe when you're behind a line of creeps, but Slark says, I don't care, I jump in.
Yeah, and the other thing is that most of those Chen nukes are not stuns, even things like the net as well as the clap, so you'll be able to get off a dark pack 95% of the time, And then all the Chen creeps, he'll use all the abilities, and you can still try and kill him.
If you want to press ult and look at Slark, the green text, on cast, he leaps 4 on a speed of 933.33. I don't know.
Where'd they get that number?
I know, it's like, okay. And, yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, if you want to know a little bit extra about what your skills do, press ult on your keyboard, and it's, like, pretty useful stuff.
Learning with Limmy.
There you go.
So early on, it is, I feel overall, an even game. Navi are ahead in experience, but to some extent, ScaryFaceZZZ can catch up since Chen now has a Wildkin in the jungle, and ultimately, not going aggressive trialing against Navi running a jungler and an offlaner, I mean, you're going to fall behind. I don't think this is the end of the world by any means, especially not with a 3.5-minute Shadow Fiend Hanamitis.
Yeah. You are going to fall behind in terms of farm and perhaps even levels, but one thing Navi does very well is ramping up aggression in mid-game, get a ton of kills, and just put the game out of the reach. Now, having Crystal Maiden as well as Chen as your support for this stage of the game is really good, because Chen, for example, giving your carry 200 extra HP with the heal, Crystal Maiden, a very, very kind of destructive nuker early game. These are the heroes that you want to have against Navi, who is known to dive, who is known to take frequent fights. The cooldown of these spells are fairly low as well for Crystal Maiden. So I think SFZ has a heroes that are good against Navi, and hopefully they could play well.
Yeah, my one concern is they do have a very squishy support in the Crystal Maiden, and even the Puck is quite vulnerable. If he ever gets doomed, he's just toast. So, as much as ScaryFaceZZZ are, in a decent position here, it just takes 1 or 2 bad fights, and those fights aren't that hard to come by for Navi. Already you see Kuroki, level 5, 5.5 minutes in. He's going to be 6 soon, and I imagine we'll see him go back to base or just bottle Crow and then look for a gank mid with the Doom. It should be an easy kill if they get Doom on Puck and he's not already at his tower.
Dendi is just throwing out his mana because he's mostly using the bottle for the HP regen. I've seen him using Pounce just to dodge a physical right click coming out from Puck. That's how much he doesn't care about his mana.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen too much Slark, he isn't the most popular competitive player, but the reason you max Pounce, whereas with other heroes that have leap abilities like Anti-Mage, you don't necessarily max the blink right away, is it's got such a long cooldown, does a lot of damage. When it scales really well, basically.
Yeah, it does a decent damage, and primarily your kill spell. Looks like he's gonna go straight up top lane with the Invis. Maybe he's gonna start hunting a Chen.
Oh, this Chen, no TP. This is trouble. Dendi on the hunt, just needs to leap, and this should be a kill.
Oh!
Gets juked though. Still, he's got a leap cooling down. Not gonna die for this.
Some ankles were sprained in that. Android
P. Summoning his inner Barry Sanders. Meanwhile, bottom lane, an Impale from Puppey. Now a Zip from Havos. Great chain stun, and an easy kill, 2-2. And the Darkseer for Funnick. He's slowed. He hasn't been dying top.
Mid lane here, Pounce comes out, forces State to orb away. He's never really gonna find a kill on that Puck unless there's a Doom. So, but doesn't hurt trying, just harass that Puck, make sure that he's bottle crowing, things like that.
Yeah, and ultimately, Dendi did not waste a lot of time. That's the one nice thing with Slark, is you move so fast in Shadow Dance when you're not visible, narrowly missing another leap, that your ganks are not they're not expensive in terms of time investment.
Yeah. I mean, missing leap on Dendi is no big deal. It's not like where you miss a hook on Pudge and your mana pool is just done. You leap in, you harass him once or twice.
And also, Slark scales better than a Pudge.
Yeah.
Unless you have 1 million flesh strength.
Which Dendi generally do. Or does.
Yeah. Well, generally he's got the puppy ganks helping him out. He's been left on his own so far. Overall, this Shadow Fiend is going to be absolutely gargantuan. Treads up, Midas at 3.5 minutes is complete. They haven't been stacking the big camp. Well, they do, no. Looks like they don't really have any stacks for him. if you're running the Shadow Fiend like this, I would like to see a couple extra stacks. Maybe Chen can do it, or the Crystal Maiden, and accelerate his farm, because he is going to need a BKB desperately in this game.
Crystal Maiden is taking the stack, which is something that I don't mind either, considering that, you know, she wants to hit level 5, 6, 7 as soon as possible. One thing to keep in mind about Hannah Midas, and I think this is a very applicable thing to talk about during this game, is that if you don't care about the experience and the attack speed, which I'm not saying it's not important, if you only care about the gold, Hannah Midas takes about, I want to say, 10 to 15 minutes to pay for itself. And can you imagine this game lasting for 10 to 15 more minutes as Dendi pounces on the top lane, gets immediately bitten, but he just goes into Viz mode.
Yeah, he doesn't want to dive this. Dark Pact was cooling down. He will be forced back, and it's not, again, he's got a haste rune, and he forces the puck top. He's not really wasting that much time. Overall, it's fairly even, but now running into Android P. Ion Shell up, leaps in. Android P will go down. Meanwhile, Dream coiled. Dark Pact, no mana for it, but he's got the stick charges. Orb flies through. Dendi still hasted, still running low, but it looks like he's going to live. Now a Doom from Kuroki and State held in position. Blackbeard could be next, dropping a sentry. They do have vision, but there's no backup. Slate coming back into the fight, and now one raises, both on the mark. Not enough damage to get the kill. State will fall, and still Shadow Fiend living. Wants to jump in on Dendi. Now needs to back off. Whitebeard. Well, a nice frostbite. Kuroki, low, will take a spill. Shadow Friend showing off and backing his buddies up. And in the end, well, Android P, he's back.
Yamaha's got some sick raises, so he's at least to me very impressive this game in terms of Shadow Fiend play.
Those were somewhat easier. Frostbite helping him out, but he didn't miss any, and the first two were pretty nice. Yeah. So, it's like if the puck was there and didn't get doomed, or if the Clockwork had joined that fight, I mean then you're looking at maybe 3-4 kills coming out for Scary Friends.
Yeah. Also, fairly impressive play from Kuroki. He doomed the puck early. Traded a couple of right clicks, and as the puck was running away, a shockwave from his Satyr creep got a last hit on it. So, kind of a sick play.
Yeah, nice micro from Kuroki. And now he's gone for. Generally, you'll see the jungle Doom go for something like Arcane Boots. Havost. How did he end up here? Was he going for the courier?
I don't know.
It seems like it was fairly close.
I mean,
now he's on the run.
Havost drop a remnant and get those creeps,
and
man.
he's gonna die for this. I think zips out, but he's completely out of mana. Does toggle his treads, pops the magic stick, but even after that, well, he walks into a Wildkin tornado. He wants to take the Wildkin with him. Oh! Not even get the Wildkin in the end. Meanwhile, though, Dendi comes through, kills off Android P. Havost is very confused about what just happened, as are we. This is where we need instant replay.
Oh, man.
I saw the courier was like here, so I feel like he must have seen it and then tried to zip to kill it, but just didn't have the mana, because there was no heroes really close by.
I guess he was also confused why he did not kill the Walken. Chen dominate creeps, and they get a ton more HP, so perhaps that's why that Walken looks a lot tankier than it actually was.
Lots of confusing things going on in this game, and it's early too, but Kuroki's got Doom back, and as long as Dendi can just leap and latch, stay, and they just gives him a split second to walk in and Doom, it would be a kill. Now Arcane Boots pop.
Oh, CM. CM is, what we say, Dunzo.
This is revenge. Yeah, this is a Dunzo CM as well. Meanwhile, our Shadow friend Yamaha just backing off after he stayed around to farm one last wave, which is I love. But
Doom
stay mid lane.
Goes on the mid lane. Is,
the Wildkin just denies it. Chen, what a play! Beautifully done by Android P. For a second, I was remembering that Havost was shooting out some blasts earlier, but that's not how Doom works. That's not his creep. Where's that helm of the Dominator? And now they'll jump in. Android P caught in the jungle. Ion Shell from Havost. He is starting to get a bit out of control. And end of the day, they.
Did you see that deny?
Oh
my God, Havost!
What a master! Puppy's getting a run for his money here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who SFZ is, but I maybe feel like these guys should be known. They got.
I remember casting Android P before, but it was a really long time ago. I feel like he was on one of those, kind of second tier teams, like even 6-8 months ago. So he's definitely been around, but yeah, nice play. Now Cherry picking up a haste rune, caught however in the river and just gets exploded by Navi.
All right, mid lane looks like we have a coil going on Kuroki. Crystal Maiden is going to come in. They should get this kill. Nova's going to seal the deal here. Good job here by SFZ, getting themselves a couple of key kills. Unfortunately, it's just on a Doom, a jungle Doom at that. So, Storm as well as Slark is somewhat unaffected. And the big thing for this game is that... Okay, going for that Requiem opening. I think you need that level 2 Requiem too.
Oh. He doesn't want to show the Shadow Blade either, so he's going to walk all the way back. retreats out, and navigation happens mid. Dendi getting caught out, but then there's a hook in. Clockwork trapping Havos low. He will manage just barely to zip out, then turns around. Once the kill, trades his own life for the Crystal Maiden. Probably could have walked out of that. Dendi, well, a buyback immediately from Havos. He wants to come back into this fight. Turns it around if he can. He'll zip all the way in. One slow, now another zip. He's got a pull, but Yamaha could be sent home. Hand of God already been used in this fight. He will be sent back. Havos buying back, not getting much. The Impale and the Doom, both for the puck. State, I don't know. Are we going to see another Chen deny here? That's the question right now. No denies this time.
KuroKy finish it off with the Heartbeat Storm Lightning Storm Turret. Or assuming Stratofiend's going to come right back. 4 mana, 4 HP. Glyph comes out. That's for the top tower.
Yeah, while this was happening, Funnick was farming. Navi was fighting 4v5. Well, I guess 5v5.
Dendi finds Andro P, and he's...
well, there's a Shadow Feat here. This could turn around a bit. He's got a Requiem, not using yet, but a 2-hero Impale finishes the kill. Now Yamaha pops like a pinata, and they might get Cherry as well. Cogs himself in, brings down 1 with Battery Assault. He brings down 2, actually turning around. Havos low, zipping forward. Another death for Havos. Huge Crystal Maiden ult. Havos, 3 deaths. I would say at least 2 of those pretty avoidable.
Oh man, judging from all the pings coming back out, I just feel like Navi's having a ton of fun this game, but perhaps too much fun because they're in a little bit of trouble. Funnick coiled up, trying to fight his way out of there. Vacuum, not even close to getting that kill.
Yeah, Scary Faces are... the Chen play's been the most impressive thing, but that was a great hook. Catches out 2, and then ends up bringing them down with Battery Assault, so you gotta say they're showing some fight, but... and gold experience is actually even, so on all counts, you gotta say this is a ball game we got here.
Yeah, it's even considering the fact that SFZ has, in my opinion, the better late game. They only have 1 core, but there's no core on Navi, so they're working with some like random 7 carries.
Especially with a buyback on the Storm.
Yeah.
3 deaths for Havos after getting safe lane farm. Dendi, well, we saw Alliance get clowned on by that smashed Slark. I don't think you were actually casting that game. But from the Peruvian squad. For Sweet Revenge, and Denny's going for a similar build. I wonder if you watch the replay. Shadowblade after Power Treads, and you might be wondering why would you go for this on Slark when he already has Shadow Dance. It's just a great kind of snowball item and just a great ganking item in general, and it also gives you a secondary escape. So you can either use the Shadow Dance or the Shadowblade to initiate, and the other one to run away.
You're literally like Puck once you have Shadowblade. You have so many escape spells. You have so many chase spells. Almost impossible to kill. You have what, 3-4 spells to actually dodge and destroy projectiles. Dendi on Slark is probably something I want to see all the time because he knows the hero well in terms of what you could dodge and what you can't dodge. And I've seen some sick things before, like pouncing away from a Laguna Blade, debuffing a Beastmaster Roar, all these sick stuff. So let's see what Dendi could show us today.
And I think it's also nice because Havos is not getting out of control, and they do have a lineup that wants somebody to snowball, be it the Slark, be it the Storm. So 1 hero getting really fat, well, the Shadowblade probably the best item you could get to just get totally out of control if you start picking heroes off 1 by 1.
Okay.
And they're also going to have a mech now for Funnick. So end of the day, Navi, they have a mech, they have good levels on all their supports, 9 already on your Nyx Assassin for Puppy, Doom 9 on KuroKy as well. Nobody is food for this team, whereas I do look at Scary Faces, I see a Puck with no Blink Dagger yet, 16 minutes in, still 1,000 gold away. And they really need that to shut down Havos. Oh, we'll see top lane. Funnick's scurrying away. He'll be able to escape, though. But yeah, I think lacking the Puck Blink Dagger and having these squishy supports, these fights could turn into just, like a 3v5 for Scary Faces immediately.
Yeah, they also need to protect their Shadow Fiend very much so. So this is where Force Staff becomes very important. The mech on Andro P is very important. Because, Shadow Fiend, he's still very squishy without going for that BKB. Oh, here comes the Doom on the mid lane here. They are going to just blow up that Puck, and his Blink Dagger are going to get delayed even further. Did you trap in Puppy, though? Now Puppy, under the tower, can we get a Frostbite? It's like Yamaha comes in and cleans up.
Yeah, he wanted to go for more, but they didn't have anyone else there who could actually allow them to go for more. Cherry could maybe go for a hook now, but there's your Dendi Shadowblade. I gotta say, I'm a little worried for Scary Faces because they don't have the Puck Blink. They have no way to lock down a Havos unless he just jumps in.
Very worried the fact that they don't have any detection either. How do you push a tier 1 tower without... Yeah, here comes Dendi. Pounce going on the Crystal Maiden. Storm's gonna zip in. They want the Shadow Fiend. He's the big damage dealer here. Send home. No, he's gonna get blown by the Vacuum Iron Shell. Meanwhile, Cherry calls KuroKy in, but KuroKy's got Iron Shell. The hook, not enough damage output. How do you push a tier 1 tower against Slark without detection? That's a mistake.
ultimately, even if they saw Dendi, all they would have done is run.
Well, if they ran, they would not have suffered 4 hero dying.
That's true, but I'd also feel like they should have just known they couldn't really push that.
Yeah. I guess you have Chen creeps.
This team is built heavily around having a Shadow Fiend BKB to push, especially when Doom has already been used. And a Puck Blink Dagger, maybe, but without it, it's hard for them to take fights. Now State in all sorts of trouble. He will actually get out. Dendi did not want to dive that. But they're going to get a tier 1 mid off of this, so ScaryFace is starting to feel a bit on the back foot.
Yeah, losing that tier 1 mid is actually a huge deal against the Slark, because Slark has easy access into your jungle now, which for Crystal Maiden and Chen, these are good places to catch up. For that Puck, they kind of nuke a couple camps at once. A Blink Dagger comes out from, and looks, this is exactly what Dendi's doing, using Shadow Blade, going to the enemy jungle, and that Chen just can't even be in there. He's dead.
And while that's happening, they're also going in bottom. They don't see Cherry, though, so in the end, the Chen will fall. Yamaha coming back in. Now they Frostbite Dendi, but he's already got a Dark Pact online. One raise, Dendi low, one more hit. No! They didn't have any detection for him.
Coil? Coil's gonna find Dendi. Dendi does have stick. No, he's gonna go down. Well played.
Yeah, and ultimately, that's not a bad trade. Chen for a Slark, and a snowballing Slark at that, who's been having a pretty good game.
Yeah, that gave Puck, like, what, 600-700 gold? So he's well on his way to Blink Dagger, despite, dying multiple times.
So, Lumi, I think we were wrong about Navi not having a carry.
Okay.
Somebody's got 3,800 gold. His name
is
is Kuroki.
Is this Radiance?
Radiance?
Yeah.
Kuroki. What's he going to go for here? Necro Book is a great choice against the Shadowblade Shadow Fiend, and he could have a Necro 3 early. Oh, mid lane. Puppy, please. Caught out, completely surrounded, and then blown up by Yamaha. Nice hook from Terry.
I think Necrobook's a horrible choice. Chen just takes it for free.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's I think you just go Radiance and well, I say you always go Radiance, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
BKB?
Aghanim's?
Shivas? Sure,
Aghanim's would be decent. I think Shivas, maybe AC would be decent.
Yesterday we saw Aghanim's on Spirit Breaker, so if we see that,
it's actually the upgrade for Doom sounds amazing, but in practice I feel it's just useless.
It's actually just useless.
Like, in theory, the Doom never ends, but Doom needs to be very tanky. Well, look at Kuroki just dying to neutrals. This is the Doom base armor scenario.
Yeah.
2 armor.
And this is why you can't go Radiance, because you're just squishy as hell.
Yeah. Well, he could. I mean, if they want to take it late, but I think Navi just want to fight. Even an Orchid wouldn't be bad on him. Shadowblade is an option as well, but I guess the point is he's very farmed, and they don't rely entirely on Havost or Dendi to carry this game.
Shadowblade is probably the best item, being able to go up to Puck, shoot him immediately, and then start the team fight, but he's in the base.
There's a hook available here, but already has his blink and will back off. These are just crush your opponent now items. Blink Vacuum from Funnick, Blink Impale from Puppy, Orchid from Avos. Nobody's really going late game here.
Oh, okay, it's a Blink Doom and a Ghost Scepter on top. Okay.
Yeah, that works. I think it accomplishes the same goal as the Shadowblade, it's just a more reliable initiation. Meanwhile, Havost, he's scouting things out. He dropped a Remnant here in the jungle. He has spotted them. And now, zipping up to the high ground. There's a Puck. Coil available. The Silence already been used. Havost still alive. He's getting some battery assault damage. Big vacuum. Now the Requiem unloaded, but is it enough damage? I'm not too sure. Say hello to BKB, Shadow Fiend, Blackbeard on the run. His Shadow Fiend is not doing enough damage right now. Still alive, but Dendi coming back in. But he just gets blown up. So much physical damage. And that BKB is turning the tides. 3 dead. Now they doom him. Can they send him home? There's no Chen here. So no, they can't. Now the turnaround cometh. Havost still alive. He drops another Remnant. The Puck should...
Where'd he go?
He got
blinking
away.
Around and comes back in. Stink gets a kill.
I didn't see him poured out for a second there, but yeah, blinks back in, drops the Silence Havost, instant buyback, and a smoke. He wants a reply kill, but this is Havost not wanting to. He doesn't want to spend any time in Fountain Loom. It's very boring there. So he's waiting to dive bottom, but I don't know if he can kill Cherry. Actually, he's got Orchid. He probably could.
He definitely could kill Cherry. All right, make that dive.
He's a little worried about the backup.
Make that dive, Havost.
It's an awkward time to go because the enemy team's all just respawning, so likely to have TPs. But now a zip in, Orchid's deployed, waiting, and he will easily solo kill Cherry.
Perfectly done.
That was perfect. I still don't think the buyback's really worth it. But
no, it's not.
Hey,
he maybe missed like 1 orb hit from Overload, but whatever. And you know what? It's all worth it. It's a rage buyback into the statement kill, man. It's like F you.
That Shadow Fiend was doing work, but I think we did see what could be an issue. Is no matter how big he gets, there's always Doom.
Well, at the same time, if he gets bigger, like if he gets more damage item, he could just kill them faster, right? If he gets a Manta or a Butterfly. But, yeah, this is not a way start. Ooh, the pounce misses, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, even if the pounce hits there, did they have detection? No detection on KuroKy, so they can't really get the kill.
They do have Doom. Oh, no, it was on cooldown.
Yeah, it's still cooling down, and they're going in. Jumping forward is supposed, but he gets caught out. He had an Invisor, and he struts in, blows up. Now Puppey on the run, tries to throw out an Impale, does manage to get stayed, but this Shadow friend is not looking friendly towards Navi. Dendi, KuroKy, tails tucked between their legs, will retreat.
All right, Yamaha's popping those BKB charges.
But every BKB charge is
getting them a ton of kills.
Fight, and oh, by the way, Lumi, he's got a gem now.
Yeah, looks like the Crystal Maiden has passed it to him, and fairly important.
That's how they saw Havost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, how did Havost die?
Yeah, because he had an Invisor in, and he was looking to set up a gank, but just walked right into a fresh gem.
That's unfortunate. They got it for Dendi instead. But.
Yeah, and for the Nyx, and it's poor Havost who pays.
Okay.
Couldn't buy back, though.
Nyx Assassin's got his Quelling Blade. I imagine for dewarding purposes, but obviously could be initiating from Fog. He also has a Blink Dagger available.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't need it, but it's nice not to have to waste your Blink to go for the deward, and they do have 2 melee support, so they need a Quelling Blade. Before that changed, I mean, there would be situations where you just couldn't deward.
Yeah, you can't actually have 2 melee supports, so because can't get up those hills, man.
The vaunted all melee lineup.
All right.
Haven't seen it too often. Yamaha BKB is coming soon. He's already got a Morbid Mask. I think working for a Mask of Madness. Blackbeard caught out. There's a whole counter initiation, but a nice wall. Everybody dropping in a hurry. Havost the first one to fall. Now they doom the puck. Still the Shadow Fiend standing strong, running through the wall, chasing, unloading the Requiem perhaps now, backing off. His illusions are doing a lot of work, and Puppey looks to punish this. Jumps in again. There's your Impale. Now a BKB, but he's taking too much damage. Maybe not. Raise number 1. Raise number 2. Not even needed. Triple kill for Yamaha. And Navi, Yamaha! Oh no, after that exciting play, he almost suicides to the wall from Funnick. Man, Funnick wanted to jump there. He had a Blink Dagger online.
That was a sick Requiem, and I was like, where's that BKB? Where's that BKB? Came way too slowly. Blink Dagger gets Funnick out there, and there's no hook to follow through.
I thought he was maybe gonna go Mask of Madness, but he'll go for the safe item as a 1-core.
No, man, you can't go Mask of Madness.
If they had multiple carries, maybe, but yeah, down with the Dominator's the right
Actually,
choice.
if he gets a Satanic, right? Just play with me here. if he gets Satanic, there's not enough burst damage to burst him down unless you doom him.
They will need to doom him or chain stun him perfectly. Blink Impale, maybe a Carapace thrown out as well before that, and then the perfect lockdown from Havost.
Okay. At the same time, though, if you do doom him, there's a mech and a Chen, so there's a ton of healing just for that Shadow.
And there's the send back. I think that's the even bigger one.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I mean, the mech, the Hand of God, Navi has so much damage that I think they can just go through that. It's just a matter of time. But if you send him back, well, he's fine.
Okay, so how much trouble is Navi in here? They're down by...
I think
they're up by goal. I'm not sure how that's possible. They're losing so many fights.
And it's a little misleading because remember, Havost has bought back twice this game, and that's not displayed on this graph. But I think overall it's still okay for Navi. And eventually, if they get something like an Abyssal Blade on Dendi, if we go ultra late game, I think like they have heroes that can deal with a 6-slotted Shadow Fiend even. Get an Abyssal Blade, you know, get a Scythe of Ice on Havost, potentially get a Scythe of Ice on the Darkseer as well. And there's always Doom.
Okay.
I don't think Navi's in huge trouble. If they lose a couple more fights like that, Yamaha gets his next big item, and Navi haven't farmed theirs, then yeah, then I think they start to have a hard time defending just the 5-man siege push coming from ScaryFaceZZZ.
I wonder if Navi's just bored sometimes. It's like,
they've even said they are bored sometimes in interviews.
Yeah,
like they've just said, you know, you can't play every online match.
Like it's the grand final,
well,
you know?
Yeah, or even every match like it's the grand finals. Even, you know, if you're playing a ton of lands, I mean, you have to have fun at some point or you just get burnt out.
Well, they're definitely having fun this game.
Either fun or rage. I guess that's the question. Which one is it? The tower will fall. Going to the Clockwork. 3k gold up on Yamaha. He's close to the Reaver. And I imagine he really wants it before this next fight. He retreats out. I think he's saying, I don't know if I want to go now, guys. I'm so close to the Satanic. But now, he'll walk forward. Creeps are there. He's grouped up with State. There is initiation coming from all corners. Puppey's ready. Waiting in the wings is Funnick as well. There could be a Blink Vacuum. There could be a wall here. Is there going to be a rotation? They take the tier 1 bottom, the tier 2 bottom, rather. The tower will fall. Funnick still waiting. Still lurking. Puppey, Vendetta about to wear off. Do they go here? That's the question.
Yeah, I think vacuum into like a 5-man impale is exactly what they're looking for. And meanwhile, SFZ is helping them out by grouping.
Oh no. Oh no. There could be a Blink vacuum impale and it could catch everyone back. Impale catches only one. The phase shift was there from State. It's not the biggest deal. And now Yamaha BKB. Requiem being unloaded. It hits Dendy, but he was BKB'd. So in the end, it's not going to do enough. Dendy low, but not dead yet. And now the BKB is about to wear off. And our Shadow Fiend gets doomed behind enemy lines. Has to walk back through the wall for this. Funnick going to town. I think Yamaha just dove too far and now completely isolated.
Sent back.
This Chen saving his life, but they're going to lose quite a few. 3 dead. They just needed to slow roll that. They couldn't commit that much.
Yeah, I mean, I think 9 times out of 10 that Requiem was correct because they never seen that BKB till now. So you think, oh, it's Dendy teleporting in, but at the same time, Dendy could always cancel that TP, so I think that Requiem was just overzealous.
Well, if you get him to cancel his TP, though, now Navi's trying to defend against a really scary fight.
Well, at the same time, if you use your Requiem to cancel his TP, because...
No, he could have canceled it before the TP.
Right, it went down to the last wire, and...
It was actually...
It's like the game of chicken, right? Who cancels it first?
Yeah, Yamaha didn't back down, neither did Dendy. Yamaha does have 4.5k gold, and he did live. So he's basically got his Satanic now. And he actually spots Puppey out, and now a hook comes through. This is the Satanic. This could even be Roach, potentially. He doesn't get the BKB off, though. The gem's going to hit the deck, and Dendy looking to pick it up. In the end, it goes to Havost, I think. Now Cherry looking to run away. Dendy starting to jump forward. He will be forced back, though. There's a Puck Silence available, but it was used before Dark Pack, and it's so Dendy. BKB's up, turns it around. Now a Blink, a stomp from Kuroki. A Crystal Maiden all not doing enough yet. Maybe it is Kuroki low. Kuroki not dead. Havost, however, jumps right back in the meat grinder. Gets absolutely slaughtered by
They have
Crystal
Gem
Maiden.
back on Blackbeard. Blackbeard taking a ton of damage here, and Kuroki dies as we have Shadow Fiend buying back quite late, I think.
This might be... Could they go Roche now?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
I mean, top lane, mid lane are... Well, top lane is pushing hard, but... Are they going to go for it?
They don't know this.
Maybe the tier 1 bottom is the better choice.
There's no buyback at all on the Navi side, so...
Yeah, I guess they don't know. Navi have used up their buybacks for a little while, I guess.
Well, you know Havost got no buyback because...
He doesn't have any gold. He did buy his BKB recipe before dying, so... Ultimately...
But they're not going for it because they're scared, I guess.
And you are up against a great lineup to steal Aegis. What do they have? 2 Blink Daggers, 3 Blink Daggers, a Shadow Blade, and a Storm. Even though it looks like they're not close, they could just show up out of nowhere.
Ooh. Looks like Yamaha popped this BKB to just run. I guess a little bit afraid of
I thought I heard a Storm, like, leap, but Storm's dead, so yeah, I have no idea.
Top lane, Funnick trying to get himself out of there, but that Cog's doing all sorts of work. Funnick should be dead, but if he gets out of range, he can blink away, and Blink Dagger still being canceled. You got a Rocket Flare. Funnick's safe, right?
I think he should be fine. There's no way to cancel this TP in time. Maybe if they get a... No, just not fast enough. So... I'm not sure. Yamaha maybe meant to use his Midas or Shadow Blade and just hit BKB by accident, because there was really no threat. Like, he saw Dendy in the lane, and there was nobody else really in range to come gank him.
Yeah, he just gone from 6 seconds to 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's not the biggest deal. I think what is a big deal is he had a Satanic, and with the buyback, he doesn't have it yet.
He's going to have it after the Sweet Wave, if he wants it.
But it becomes less impressive now, right? Because Dendy's about to get a Basher, Havost has his BKB complete. A lot of the magic damage won't hurt as much. Puppey's working towards a 4-staff.
Is he going Satanic, do you think?
And Kuroki's got it.
Shotgun, yeah, we saw in that last team fight, which, by the way, I mean, if there's one core, Shadow Fiend Shotgun can't really attack. And also, Shotgun and Doom is a thing, so...
Yeah, it is amplified, right? It's universal damage, but I think it's amplified.
It definitely is amplified, I can tell you that.
And even if it's not, I mean, it's still going to work well with your level death, so... And they have lots of other magic damage. It's also just a cute item. I'm enjoying it. Will he go for the Dagon 5 then?
No, I don't think this is... it will be effective in terms of damage output, I can tell you that.
Dagon 5, Veil of Discord, Doom, Refresher, Eggs.
That's the Purge build. The worst Doom build I've ever heard.
That's the new meta.
You go Veil of Discord, Radiance, and you amplify all your magical damage. It turns out to be about 100 damage per second. In AoE.
That's pretty
bad.
Boss. That's a lot of gold, though.
That's why it's
on a hero that has 1 base armor. Yeah. By the way, Yamaha did not go for a Satanic. He actually went back for an Assault Cuirass.
Okay.
So I guess he had a little bit more gold than we thought, because he must have bought something already on the courier, but he needs the HP still. I don't think this AC really makes him particularly safe in fights. If he gets doomed, there's still enough physical damage to bring him down.
I don't think the Satanic active is gonna be that impressive because
it's the HP.
It's
that's
the
important.
HP, but it goes back to, you know, if you want HP, are there other items perhaps is maybe a bit better?
Heart, are you thinking?
Well, Heart does take up a slot, so maybe Satanga is the best item choice considering, you know, slot efficiency plus perhaps an active every other fight.
Yeah, there's nothing else that's going to give you more HP. So.
Yeah.
I have Scotty, I guess.
Yeah, that is an item.
I don't know how good an I have Scotty is as a pickup against the Darkseer. That's pretty weird.
Oh.
And it's now a Hoken on a Vos. He does pop a BKB. He's going to be absolutely fine here. As long as he doesn't stick around too long. There's no way to lock him down, but he just drops too low, gets blown up.
What?
Was there an Orchid there or something?
He was BKB, so
Yeah,
there's
he's
no
BKB.
Orchid.
There's no, I don't understand what happened, but Doom, now a shotgun on the stage. Say hello to Kuroki. But I think he's going to be okay. Maybe he needs to be sent back.
Oh, using it early immediately gets cancelled by the Doom. Should be okay. These two supports greedily getting ready to deny. And Puck says, I'm fine, guys, I'm fine.
Yeah. He's going to get home, too.
And he's going to orb back out. Orb. No,
Not
okay.
confirmed to not be Dendi, I think.
Or he just wanted a bit more regen.
Yeah, there was actually nothing that could even lock Kavos down there in BKB. So he just decided that he wanted to suicide
Sometimes
to get a
just
kill.
go YOLO.
And I don't think it's sometimes with Kavos this game. It's
All the time.
every physically possible moment. I mean, it's the safe lane Storm that was not challenged at all, who has less net worth than Dendi's Slark, than Funnick's Darkseer, which is just a sign that Funnick is pushing it to the limit and then some.
Okay, so I do want to update the viewers for just joining us or maybe watching from minute 1. It is safe to say that my prediction of a 0-minute GG is incorrect, as we still have a Dota game, and it's hard to say who's going to win right now.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Yamaha, if he gets that next item or two, I think Satanic is, like you said, slot efficiency, and then maybe just have the Aegis. Well, that's
Aegis is more slot efficiency,
Well,
I guess. You drop the gem.
yeah, someone else will take the gem. I guess he could get Boots of Travel soon as well.
Sure.
He's pretty beefy. Now a hook comes through.
Okay.
They're going to catch out Dendi. There's your Blade Mail as well. Dendi does BKB, leaps out. The tether stun will not stun him because of the BKB. Now TPing, and he will escape. They're a little bit weak against these BKBs, though. That's just Shadow Fiend auto-attacking that can kill heroes off.
Yeah, I think this is where your supports get a couple items to kite and survive. Force Staff is a huge pickup here. Not exactly good against Pounce, but good against just about everything else. Yule Scepter helping you to survive. It looks like Havos. If he gets anything stunned on him, Yamaha is going to just shred him apart.
Oh,
Silence
beautiful Blink Silence.
Oh!
That killing blow. There were 2 killing blows. Both of them get dodged there by Havos.
Yeah.
And he will live, but on a knife's edge.
Oh, they didn't have Hook. I was like, why didn't they initiate with Hook?
Let me ask you, do you like the Assault Caress? It's really good. Oh, we're going to have an initiation. Hold that thought. Havos gets Test of Fate. Android Peach is in the front line. A Blink Impale, but it only catches one from Puppy. And now everybody retreating out. You were talking about slot efficiency, and I think that is the key. It's a 1-core lineup.
Yeah.
Is the AC the best item? Or is something like a Daedalus, getting the Satanic sooner, having that extra slot for an item that gives you more physical damage, the better choice?
So, I mean, let's ask yourself, what is he getting the AC for? Is it the attack speed? Is it the minus armor? Is it the attack?
Is it for buildings to kill them faster?
I can tell you that's not the case. If he's just getting for attack speed, I mean, he is a agility hero. There's a lot of other agility items, like a butterfly, for example, that gives him similar attack speed. Survivability wise, a plus armor. He's agility hero. Again, getting an agility item gives him more armor as well. So I don't really know. If he's getting it for the minus armor, Desolator is probably a better choice. At the same time, though, he is hitting quite hard and quite fast in the base right now.
Dodging the leap from Dendi, not using his BKB yet. Now a hook comes from downtown, catches out Puppy, and Yamaha just right-clicks Dendi into submission, now retreating out. Havos in the middle of the fight. There's a BKB. It comes down to a pretty big vacuum wall, but it's just not doing enough damage. Funnick driven out. Does create his own illusion, though. Yamaha walking through the wall. Havos in the fight. The buybacks. It's too much. The Great Wall of Na'Vi defending. Standing strong. Now Yamaha, he gets E-bladed. He gets impaled. He's held in place. 4 dead. Make it 5. Aegis will pop, and I just don't see him coming out of this a second time.
Yeah, just judging from this team fight alone, you could say that AC is probably the worst item of choice that he can get.
Against Darkseer.
Against
That's
Darkseer
the one thing
wall.
we didn't think about.
Yeah, it's like, thank you for the free AC Aura, 5k goal. And notice the way that Na'Vi has focused the entire lineup. They killed everybody else first. They blinked in, doomed the puck, and then they focused on Chen, Crystal Maiden, and then, of course, Clockwork just went in and died. Because of that, they killed Shadow Fiend twice. That Aegis didn't matter at all. Because
So I think Yamaha taking a page out of Havos' book here. Buys back, but I don't really see the purpose in this.
Well, he has to buy back and get his souls back for Shadow Fiend and defend, but...
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if Na'Vi would have actually been able to do too much damage to the base, though. They don't really have a great pushing lineup. There's no minus armor for buildings. There's not a ton of physical damage. And all their big cooldowns were down. There was no wall. There's no doom. Maybe a little premature on the buyback.
Yeah, maybe he could have waited out. That's
and he's going B-Fly now, so his HP pool is just going to be very... maybe it's a Heaven's Halberd, but...
I really think it should be Satanic into Butterfly. That would have been a...
Yeah, I think you need the HP more than the evasion here. But maybe it's a casual talisman, and then he goes Satanic. So we're nitpicking the Shadow Fiend's items because it's a one-core lineup.
Yeah.
If they oh, we're going to have initiation. A hook comes in, Kuroki caught out. Blade Mail deployed as well. He gets pushed out of the cogs really far as well, but coiled up now and should be dropping soon. Na'Vi, do they look to fight with Coil on cooldown? Dendy's thinking about it. Dendy says, let's go, guys. I've got Gem. We're going to find ourselves some kills. And Android P sticks around. Overstays his welcome. Bashed and just brought down instantly.
He didn't even mech himself. I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't think he was expecting Na'Vi to go in there. Just wasn't ready.
Again, one thing that... Oh, looks like vacuum's going to happen. The wall's going to be on top, and Yama's right-clicking away, but he's not doing enough damage. He's right-clicking neutral in the middle of the team fight. Crystal Maiden kind of dying to stuff.
Yeah, dying to her own illusion. Crystal Maiden illusion's pretty strong, and now Blackbeard will fall as well. Dendy cleaning house. There's so many heroes that can get kills on Na'Vi. There's only really one that can get the kills on Scary Faces, and unfortunately, that hero very reliant on his BKB up, and also reliant on Na'Vi standing and fighting.
Yeah, also, on all of these team fights so far, Shadow Fiend has been right-clicking away, and it seems like he's not doing enough damage.
Yeah, it's where you think, should he have the Daedalus? Should he have the Butterfly? Instead of the Assault Caress into a Talisman of Evasion.
Well, a big reason of why they're surviving is because they're getting the AC Aura, 3+ armor, to kind of nullify the minus armor aura from Shadow Fiend.
But in a war of attrition, they lose. They have to get quick kills in these fights.
Burst damage kills, and that's where you just go right-click mode. Butterfly, Desolator. Maybe Satanic is the wrong item choice if you think about it like that. You just go Glass Cannon. You just forget about HP, and hopefully that with Aegis, BKB, those are the items to tie you over.
I definitely think they need more damage. Butterfly has a lot of damage, though. It's 60 damage, 60 attack.
It's probably the best item for both damage and survivability for an agility hero.
Yeah.
I don't...
Mid lane, a big blink, vacuum, 2-hero impale. Yamaha can't even BKB. Now he's doomed, but he got sent back by Android P. Once again, the savior of this team. Doesn't matter, though. There's 2 dead, now a buyback, and now they'll kill off another. Cherry falls as well. Na'Vi still fighting, despite the puck buyback. There is a Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend's in the base. He's healing from the Doom. Yeah, so, I mean, sure, there's a sendback, but he might as well have been dead for 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it. Obsidian Fountain not really offering much. Now Blackbeard comes in. If Na'Vi wanted to kill him, they could, but now a Blake of Silence, a coil on 3. Where's that Requiem? Shadow Fiend unwinds it, drops it. Isn't enough damage. Puppy takes a spill. Dendy as well, but the vacuum back into the wall. It's the Shadow Fiend illusion doing the heavy lifting. Oh, but Dendy, he's gonna live. And now Blackbeard, both of them caught. Sentry Ward's thrown willy-nilly. Gem hits the deck. This is all she wrote.
Yeah.
One fight too many.
This is GG. No way. SFZ does have the buyback, but even if he does buyback... Oh, it's on cooldown. Excuse me. Yeah, that's it. Navi's gonna get Temple Rexus.
And the Assault Caress, funny. Those vacuum walls, there were 2 fights where he got a Shadow Fiend copy. Both of them, Na'Vi completely stomped, and it got team wiped.
Yeah, and if you think about using wall on this particular lineup, there's no other target that you really need to use it on, aside from the Shadow Fiend. I mean, what are you gonna get, a Crystal Maid Illusion?
Yeah, now he's got another wall. So no mana to use it. But
Kuroki.
It is very expensive. 400 mana. It's just absurd. I mean, for what it gives you, I suppose it's fair.
Combined with your 375 activation and refresher, man, that thing expensive.
It's legit. Now, Havos going in. Kuroki does find a kill on Chen, but they'll kill up the Clockwork here. And at this point, it's just mechanical for Na'Vi. They've already got 1 lane of Rex. They should really go heal, I think, and then come again. Well, never mind. They've got like 20, 30 seconds, so they can just go now.
I mean, I'm looking at any ways that maybe SFZ could win this game. And
Shadow Fiend is dead for 12 seconds. Clockwork is dead for 50 and has no buyback. There's just nothing.
Well, I'm thinking on the realms of like Divine Rapiers. Do you think a Divine Rapier would change the shape of this game? I just don't see it happening.
I think he's too squishy. State gets caught out, another Blink Vacuum, and it's not going to be a game that can be turned around if the deaths are coming out like that. Now a BKB force from Yamaha. And the thing is, Dendy's got Abyssal now, and he picked it up right before that engagement mid.
Yeah.
So against the 1-core lineup, when you have Abyssal Blade, Doom, and
GG.
that's it. GG.
Well played game nonetheless.
Navi made it entertaining.
Yeah.
But
I think SFZ played really well in the early game as well.
Android P was, for me, the most impressive kind of a player that I had not seen a lot of before.
Yeah, Clockwork did his job. Shadowfiend sort of did his job.
I think the key to this game for Navi was actually just how long the puck got shut down. That Blink Dagger was so delayed. 5 and 10 he ends the game. And it wasn't all his fault. It was Navi putting a lot of attention on him. And Shadowfiend requiring a lot of help in the top lane.
Yeah, once he got the Blink Dagger, that's when Storm and Slark picked up their BKB shortly after. So the puck's effectiveness was quite lackluster.
Guys, it's a 2-game set. Navi currently 5-0 in the group. They'll be looking to take their 6th game. Coming up next, ScaryFace is still looking for their first win. LD and Lumi will be right back.